All right, welcome to today's edition of In Transit on this Tuesday. We're looking at the countdown for the opening of the REM. Of course, the official launch date is next Monday, July 31st. You do get the opportunity to try out the service for free on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday. Of course, excitement is high. And as many of us look at the biggest change in public transit in 60 years in the Montreal region, there are some points of concern, specifically when we talk about bus routes that have to be reconfigured. Now, EXO wants to make sure that customers can get from point A to point B without a hitch, but there will be changes for bus users come Monday. Eric Edström joins us in studio, spokesperson for EXO. Eric, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So how do you view Monday? How are you viewing the launch of the REM?
With great expectations. We are waiting. It's 5 years in the making. We were planning to do a big network overall. And I think the fact that the REM was launching, it was the perfect time for us to seamlessly try to reach the town with our new bus routes.
Now, I guess the goal of public transit, you want as many people as possible using it, right? Yes. You don't want people saying it's not efficient, I'm going to get my car. Now, last week on the show, we spoke to someone, they live in the South Shore, and they've done the numbers, they've crunched the numbers, and the changes that come to the bus service next week mean their commute is double. And they told us on the show, like, hey, you know what? I'm going to get my car because my commute's going from half an hour to an hour. So is this just, an unusual situation, or are there a lot of people here that are going to find their commutes are longer?
Well, there's a lot of people who will find that their commute has changed, that's for sure, because all our bus lines are redone because of this. But for most people, it will be less of a time. What you have to understand also, it depends from where you go to where you go. And the REM, it's only the first phase. So, for example, for people who are going to Université de Montréal, when the REM will go directly there, it will be shorter. But as it is right now, maybe you have to take like more buses or to connect more. But for a whole lot of people, we have 25 direct lines going directly to the REM, and it's more than 100,000 people that will be able to connect to the REM without having to take like two buses.
A single bus to the REM.
Single bus to the REM. Yes.
I want you to listen to Annick Beauchemin. She's the person that joined us on Monday talking about her two commutes.
Right now it's pretty easy. I just take it takes me about 4 minutes to walk to my bus stop, and then I get a express bus straight to Griffintown. That takes about 15 minutes about 15 minutes. And then it's a 7-minute walk to my work. So I can do everything under half an hour, door to door, and it's super easy. And it's the bus service is every 5 minutes. So that's amazing.
That seems to me like almost the perfect commute because you get some legwork in, you get a little bit of exercise in, you have a quick trip on a bus, you're at work, okay?
Yeah, I love it.
That's like best case scenario for a public transit user. July 31st, you have to go to work. What's the new commute?
I'm going to have to take a bus from the same spot to the REM station, and that bus is going to be less frequent than the one I take right now. Once I get off, it's a 5-minute walk to the REM, and then I take maybe a 15-minute REM. It's going to it's going to get me to Gare Centrale, Central Station, and then I'm going to have to wait for another bus from the STM. That's going to be another 15-ish minutes until I can get to work. So it's going to go from less than 30 minutes to something around an hour. And that's if I'm lucky. If I can catch every bus at the perfect timing, then it's going to take about an hour.
So, Eric, particularly with the Griffintown REM station not being open yet, shouldn't there have been a consideration to keep some of the buses that were going on island, keep them running, particularly until the Griffintown station opens?
Well, the thing is, buses that used to cross the Champlain Bridge, they're not allowed to come in town, and it's in the deal with the REM. Yeah. So we have to comply to this new way of doing things. So that's why for most of our buses, transits that were usually taking like 60 minutes, buses that were, going every minutes. So we did a lot more frequency because all of our buses that were crossing the bridge, now we take these resources and we put them back into going directly to the REM. After that, the fact that the station is not open, the fact that you have to your commute, we hope it's a temporary thing because on the long term, people should take less time to get to their destination.
The transition from the old routes to the new routes, there's no transition period. It's like flipping a switch, like between July 30th and 31st. 31st comes around, everything changes in one shot. You're not keeping any of the buses for a transition period?
Exactly. As we cannot cross the bridge and we had to do the big network overall, that's why we did it at that moment. We have more than 200 bus drivers that have been trained into using the new route. We know that there will be a small period of transition because people getting on the bus will ask questions. Is it a good bus? Should I go in that? And also drivers, they have to make sure they are taking the new route. They will look at it. You take the same route every day to go to work. It's the same for them. So basically, it's a learning process, learning curve. But we're really sure we are nailing it on Monday.
How much work was done to look at various parts of Brossard, various parts of the South Shore, and do, okay, here's someone who lives here. This is what their commute was. Here's the new commute. How much testing or going through different scenarios was done to make sure the least amount of people would end up with a longer commute?
There was some, like I said, for the overall, there was a lot of work for many years. And the idea was also to bring more people to the network. So to make sure that there is more people that have a bus stop at least than 500 meters from their home. That's why we have implanted 230 new bus stops in some towns that need more access to the REM. And we worked on trying to, it's a give and take. You have to bring more people, make more people happy, but we cannot be able to help and make it shorter for everybody.
When this launches on the 31st, will the people that run EXO spend some time looking at things that work, that don't work, and will there be a period where for the bus network you will continue to make changes?
Well, it's always a work in progress. Right now, our directors are on the ground in our different terminals, talking with users, trying to get a whiff of what is working, what might not work. But we want to make sure in the next few weeks that we try the new network. Basically, we want the people to get in touch with us prior to the change to know what is happening. That will be helping a lot. If I can say, they can go at exo.quebec /new bus routes, plural, and or calling our customer service at 1-833-ALLO-EXO. And they will be able to talk to somebody who will help them see what is the fastest and the simplest way from point A to point B.
I do want to point out your trip planner that's on the exo.quebec website. If people want to find it, it's bilingual, completely bilingual. You can access it in English for our listeners as well. I wish you good luck for Monday.
Thank you.
I hope everything works out, and I hope that for the vast majority of people, they get a more efficient, quicker commute with the REM. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
From EXO, spokesperson Eric Edström on with us this morning.